All right. Well, thank you everybody for being here. And the scent of the day is bergamot. So you want to pass it around? Yeah, bergamot. I'll never get tired of saying it. It's has a lot of linalool and linalyl acetates. It's very similar to lavender, and it's a very beautiful scent. And it will go well with today's meditation because we're going to be essentially just exploring beautiful mind states and beautiful states of consciousness. I titled it Heaven Worlds. And essentially, what we're going to be doing is maybe the correct way of talking about it would be like calisthenics of high valence. Am I saying correct? Is calisthenics kind of a...
Like those exercises you do with only yourself?
Yeah, you do it only yourself, and you're trying to exercise every muscle.
Okay.
Right? So this is kind of a calisthenics of self-generated high valence, just to kind of like try to hit every note of positive valence to essentially have ready for you in the day to use however you want. And expand our conception of what high valence experiences can be, and not get caught up in the idea that they are limiting, because actually they are unfathomably expansive and large. So we start by settling in and just checking in with yourself, how you feel right now. Before we do anything, just probe. How is your energy body right now? How are you feeling? What is the weather of yourself right now? So however you feel, just take a good snapshot of how you feel right now, so we can compare it in half an hour or so when we're done with the calisthenics of high valence. All right, the first thing we will do is essentially get a sense of what the beautiful states or high valence states are for each of the main channels of experience. So in fact, for this one, open your eyes and just get a good sense of your visual field. Without moving too much or putting too much effort in it, just effortlessly kind of notice what is beautiful in the visual field. Nice, soft textures or pleasant color palettes, geometries. The sense of spaciousness in front of you. If it's crisp, maybe a pleasant version of crispness, or if it's soft and fuzzy, tune into the pleasant quality of the fuzziness. Whatever is available to you, whatever is beautiful to you. Now close your eyes. And let's do the same, but with your inner eye, your inner sense of seeing. Imagine a very harmonious, beautiful sight, where your gaze is relaxed, but can perceive is not dissociated or blunted. It's crisp but relaxed, receptive and open. A pleasant inner sight. Now let's move on to the outer hearing, the sounds in our environment. Notice the pleasant softness of the waves in the water, the delicate wind. The ecology of sounds around us, and in what way it's making a harmony. Even a storm, a very strong storm, can sound very beautiful if you tune into it right. Now tune in into your inner hearing, the quasi-acoustic phenomena of your inner dialogue and similar. Your inner voice. Tune into its sense of confidence, of rightness and gentleness. It's truth. Notice how good it feels when you tune into those qualities of your inner here. Now let's move on to the outer feel. The feeling in your skin, the warmth from the air around you, the gentle breeze. like a field of grass being gently touched by the wind. Let the pleasant sensations in your skin and in your body spread around to the rest of your body. Now let's tune in into the inner feel. Your emotional state. Of course, there can be a lot of complicated and complex things going on. But for now, for this meditation, you can know that if you have a legitimate thing to work out, it will come back if it's genuine. There's no need to always be trying to work it out, because if it's genuine, it will come back when it needs to. Right now, notice and amplify and gently caress the joy inside of you. Tune into the vibratory qualities of joy. Alegría. Sense of happiness, anticipation, wonder. Notice that cynicism has a vibratory quality. Again, if it's genuine, it will always come back for you to heal later. Right now, you can just tune into joy. Now, with me, we're going to do 3 sighs of relief as we tune into joy. Here we go. Ah. So now we combined see, hear, feel, positive see, hear, feel, pleasant sight, pleasant sound, pleasant body and being. Make a unified feeling out of those three channels. Tune them with each other into a frequency of pleasure, well-being, happiness. Well-being in body, sight, and hear, in mind and emotion. Feel how there's a sort of a annealing process. The different channels as they try to sync up with each other in the frequency of joy. Creating a common currency for energy to go from one channel into another and stay in the mix. A sort of frequency of well-being for the whole organism. Now with this base of well-being, we can do some constructive practices. We're going to go through many different kinds of heavens, heaven worlds, blissful worlds, just to get a feel for them and for you to explore in your own time to a much greater depth. The first heaven world is really close to home. Imagine a beautiful dancing party. Beautiful sounds, beautiful sights, beautiful beings all coming together to party and dance together. Tune into the joy of a companionship at this scale. In this world, it's always a party because there's always joy. Notice the rhythm in your body and the rhythm in your side and in the sound field. Everybody's in tune with each other. We're all dancing together. Now we tune into a slightly different frequency. This is the world of artistic creations, the heaven of paintings, beautiful colors, artistic expression, all styles, visual delights. The beings who are born here are born as artists. They express their love with their creations. We tune into a slightly different frequency now. This is the heaven worlds of warm puddles and jacuzzis and modes of warming the energy body we don't even have words for. Of bubbly jets, and turbulent flow. Get filled up with that warmth and the gratitude of knowing out there some being created this heaven world for your delight. Now you're very warm and you want to cool down. So we tune into the world of refreshing showers at just the perfect temperature. Refreshing breeze and refreshing foods and refreshing sips of water and a refreshing sight. The world of perfect hydration. At the distance, you see a very curious kid looking at all these creations. You go and talk to it, and it tells you, "Come with me to the heaven of insight and realizations." In this world, we're constantly making connections and seeing patterns. We delight in modeling what we see in very, very insightful ways. The heaven of blissful intellectuals. The beauty of seeing the relationships, the hidden patterns that connect everything with everything else. The delight of clearly seeing and understanding. At the top of this heaven world, there is a gem which contains the best understanding of all the worlds. And over eons of years of playing with all kinds of connections and understandings and models and interactions, someday you'll be able to hold that gem. But it's a long, long process. Long process. But you know, the work and play is there for you to always come back to this heaven world. At a distance, you see a monk meditating. You approach it, it takes you by the hand and says, now let's tune in into the realms of Jhanas. Purified pleasures, purified heaven worlds. The first one is the heaven world of complete body well-being with no semantic content or referent. Just perfect embodied well-being. Tune into that for a moment. The next level is the heaven of perfect joy without any semantic content at all to obscure it or distract it. Pure joy, joy embodied. It's smoother and more delicate than the previous one, which was a little bit coarser. As we move through these heaven worlds, it gets more and more refined. And if the heaven of body pleasure, perfect well-being, let's say, was something like warm cotton, joy is starting to be something like silk. It's a more delicate and subtle feeling. And these are pointers, just pointers for you to come back to. Put a flag, put a pin in here, and explore deeper. The next level is the heaven world of pure peace, superhuman peace, alien levels of peace. Peace is so deep, it goes to the core of your being, the core of your energy body, and relaxes it so deeply. You can let go of any pleasure seeking with this peace, because it's so fulfilling, so delightful. The peace of the gods, the devas. Heavenly peace. The next level is equanimity, beyond peace. It's not indifference, it's not blunting, it's not dissociation, it's the perfect acceptance of what is in the moment without any struggle. This is even more refined than heavenly peace, blissful peace. Unperturbable consciousness and attention. This is the last heaven world that is in any way embodied with a form. Beyond this, we're in the formless heavens. With perfect equanimity, the first formless heaven is boundless space. Nothing but space. Space, experiencing space. Becoming space. The beings in this heaven world, they don't have any body. Or rather, their body is the space itself. Perfectly smooth, perfectly regular, perfectly undisturbed and undisturbable. Impossible to harm or to do anything to. And again, with each level, we continue to be more refined. But here, the refinement is one of attention and awareness, because we have left the body and sensory qualities behind. So this is just different states of attention and awareness and their interplay with each other. More and more refined, more and more subtle. Nothing but space. From this perspective, it really feels that underneath it all, being is space. And all that is happening in the material world is just like foam on the ocean, but being is the water. Vast, enormous space. Even more refined, we have the heaven world of mind. Here, attention and awareness, rather than interplaying to weave a sense of spaciousness, they turn back on themselves in a kind of mirror form. And the sense of presence, right here, right now, right here, right now. I am conscious. Infinite consciousness, consciousness of consciousness. Extremely blissful, extremely refined. Awareness waking up to itself. Not encumbered, not distracted by phenomena, but noticing itself, noticing the noticing. Awareness of awareness. The next level is nothingness, the heaven world of nothingness. It's even more refined and perfect in a way. This is where attention jumps and gets going, and it lands on nothingness. Or rather, because it doesn't land, it notices it's not landing. And that feeling of not landing anywhere, that feeling is the feeling of nothingness. And that is what is cultivated in this heaven world. In this very, very high valence state. Extremely symmetrical. Any transformation you do to it keeps it the same. And even higher, we have the realm of neither being nor non-being, neither perception nor non-perception, where attention doesn't even land on the sense of not landing anywhere. There's no time, there's no space, there's no sense of attention, because the sense of attention is already attention paying attention to itself. And there's also no sense of none of that happening either. And this is the most refined heaven world that exists before you completely disappear. So now let's climb down from here. So from neither perception nor perception, land back into nothingness. From nothingness, land back to the realm of infinite consciousness, self-awareness. Awareness is aware of itself. Climb down to infinite space, spaciousness. Climb down to equanimity, unperturbability of the mind. Climb down to peace, heavenly peace. Climb down to joy, boundless joy. And now climb down again into your body and well-being in the body. Now for the last part, now that you've tasted a little bit of everything, this platter of high-valence configurations, we can talk about the hybrid heavens. In some very well-developed states, you can combine a dash of spaciousness with a sprinkle of boundless consciousness, with beautiful art and delightful tastes, and create works of art which are works of states of consciousness. And so for the last remaining of the meditation, I want you to create your own heaven world. Could be with any of the elements we touched upon or with anything else. Just make your own abode that expresses who you are and what you want to see. What do you want to see in the world? Now let's take in all of this sense of well-being that we have generated. And let's dedicate it to the well-being of all sentient beings. Sharing this sense of well-being and wishing it on everybody. And now just make sure to take a good snapshot of how you feel and compare it to how you felt at the very beginning. After a calisthenics of high-valence experiences and modes of attention and awareness. Cultivate happiness, cultivate joy and well-being. Thank you, everybody. Your own time. Feel free to start waking out of the meditation. Thank you. Thank you.